Welcome back. AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud, which is the best certification and career path for beginners? So this is exactly what we're going to unveil in this very video itself. Hi, my name is Syed, and I'm an enterprise architect, DevOps engineer, and project manager working with enterprise companies across the globe. Now, if you are a newbie or entry level, not to worry, because I'm going to show you exactly how to choose the best certification path and a career with AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud. So companies continue to make the move to cloud, exponentially growing, whether they're using individual cloud service or migrating their entire infrastructure to a new cloud platform. You're not alone in seeking the added benefit of cloud technologies. From improvements in scalability, security, and flexibility, cost, environmental impact, there are a wealth of reasons to make the move into the cloud. And as companies move, they need people like you. So cloud computing is one of the key technologies that drive digital transformation, right? So public cloud providers, do not really offers, just the convenience, but storage, compute power, hardware, pricing models, and also a wide range of services from basic data warehouse applications to advanced machine learning, artificial intelligence tools. At enterprise level, Amazon Web Services, or AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform, GCP, right, are the three main providers. So today, I'm going to be comparing these three cloud providers so that you get a better understanding of which is the right path for you. We are going to take deep dive into the products and services for each one of these. So to simplify the process in comparing these three different platforms, so if you're planning on using cloud services, right, and diving into the cloud field, the three providers undoubtedly are, of course, AWS, Azure, or GCP. But which one is better? Which one should I pursue first, right? I'm going to answer all of these questions that you have. So AWS has been the dominant market leader and IT leader for more than 10 years and growing exponentially. Not only infrastructure as a code, but also platform as a service also. And they have revenue over $20 billion, right? So according to the recent Gartner report, they've recently expanded into additional services and acquisitions and adding to an already rich portfolio of services. So AWS also continues to enhance existing services, including new capabilities, right? Like process management, integration, and so forth. So AWS was commonly chosen for strategic adoption for or regarding enterprise companies. And they are more leaning towards AWS because of its robust platform. So it is not only a provider chosen by the customer to add value to their projects, but also preferred by enterprise companies by migrating traditional data centers to the cloud itself. It can readily support mission-critical applications, as well as implementation of highly secured infrastructures or applications. Azure is next, right? So Microsoft is increasingly focusing on software capabilities using the cloud service, using Azure. So Azure business was initially, very slow to move on, but it has really been growing quite recently. Of course, Microsoft Azure, has its own strength because of Microsoft heritage, both current and future, and its strength in Office 365. And, majority of the companies are using Microsoft products. It has a broad range of services, and Microsoft has steadily executed an ambitious roadmap moving forward with Azure. So customers that are strategically committed to Microsoft generally choose Azure as their primary cloud provider. This increasingly innovative capabilities of Microsoft Azure, right, is going to improve as time progresses and become a real competitor with AWS. Also, many customers are using multi-cloud strategies, so not just one, right, but companies are actually using both AWS or Azure, or even Google Cloud that I'm going to talk about next. So Google Cloud Platform, also known as GCP, okay, which is the internet-centric provider of technology and services, has multiple offerings since about 2008, but really it entered the infrastructure as a cloud market in about 2012, okay? And since then, the Google Cloud Platform, GCP, has integrated both IaaS as well as platform as a service, right? Capturing the market. And their strategy for commercializing technology capabilities that is developed to run is consumer-based, right, at scale. So making them available for enterprise companies so that they can easily use. So their roadmap of capabilities are increasingly target customers with existing workloads as well as cloud-native applications, big data analytics, right? That's where the real focus is for Google Cloud. So they're also centered on open source, by the way, okay? Like its competitors, for example, Google delivers value through operation automation at scale. And it's not, it uses Kubernetes, for example, as a good example, which is fairly popular in the IT field. If you're jumping into the cloud domain, you will come across Kubernetes, okay? So Google Cloud has its own strategic position as compared to Microsoft Azure and AWS. And according to Gartner, Google has differentiated with the other two platforms moving forward, especially, as I mentioned earlier, big data analytics and machine learning. So strategically speaking, if you want to be, let's say, a data scientist or a machine learning engineer, then probably GCP would be a better platform for you to pursue. So the analysis so far shows that there are different strengths among these three platforms. So companies rarely choose a single cloud in practice. Okay, in the real world, by the way, typically most enterprise companies are actually using hybrid or multi-cloud strategy of at least using two platforms, if not three. Which certification should you choose, right? The answer depends on the range of various factors, from your background or existing knowledge, right? Or the projects that you're working on, and your long-term goals as well. While many companies have already committed to a platform, there is an increasing trend for multi-platform approach. So in the beginning of your training, choosing a platform will certainly help you to boost your training efforts. But it can't hurt to have all these skills, right? It makes sense. But you got to start somewhere. So as far as AWS certifications are concerned, they definitely stand out from the crowd, and they help you easily get into the cloud computing area, right? To the hands-on application of applications, hands-on on the AWS platform, they have several services and tools. So simply, AWS certification shows that you have the skills and you've validated the skills by taking the certification. So the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner exam result is going to look like this. So it's going to have your name, it's going to have the exam date, for instance, the ID, the registration number, the actual score, whether you passed or failed. So as soon as you go ahead and take test, the results are going to be pass or failed. So they're not going to give you the score right off the bat, right? So you have to wait 3 or 4 days and you'll get the detailed score report in your email. But as soon as you finish your exam, during the exam taking at the exam center, all you would receive is just a pass or fail. So in this instance, this is exactly what you'll see. Congratulations, you've successfully completed the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner or Architect or Devops Professional, whichever exam you're taking, and you're now AWS certified. In addition, you will also get a link from AWS that will allow individuals or companies or organizations to go and validate your certification. So if I were to navigate to one of the tabs here, this URL is something that you will obtain as soon as you pass your certification. And once again, it will give you the link for this as well. So I just wanted to quickly demonstrate what the AWS certification will look like, just as a sample, so you know exactly what you will accomplish. A demonstration of one of the certifications. Perfect. So if you are AWS certified, for example, right, it tells a potential employer that you have what it takes to build and manage the AWS ecosystem and solutions. And because they're so widely recognized, AWS certifications can open the door to cloud opportunities like no other. Also, keep in mind, the process of training and learning required to pass the exam allows you to strengthen your knowledge within various domains and scenarios. So some of the top certifications of AWS are, for example, AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner, the beginner level, AWS Certified Developer, associate level. We have the AWS Certified SysOp Admin, right, associate level, AWS Certified Solutions Architect, associate, and of course, we have the AWS Certified DevOps Engineer, professional. So if you're already considering the AWS platform and thinking about which certification you need to get started, the Certified Solutions Architect Associate would probably be the best one that I would recommend at this point in time. So according to a survey of the 10 top IT certifications by Global Knowledge, the AWS Certified Solutions Architect Associate level offers fourth highest annual salary, about $135,000 per year. So let's take a closer look at the certification itself. The AWS Certified Solutions Architect Associate certification level, which is the most popular, by the way, of AWS certifications, is for those who design and deploy distributed applications on the cloud. It covers networking technologies, AWS-based applications, how client interface connects to the platform itself, building secure and reliable applications, and then deploying hybrid systems, those with on-premise data centers, as well as AWS components. The exam domain include designing highly available, scalable, resilient systems, require familiarity with AWS and concepts, as well as implementation and deployment related to data security practices, disaster recovery techniques, and troubleshooting. So AWS Certified Solutions Architect, associate level certification is a prerequisite, by the way, for the professional certification level. An AWS Solutions Architect Professional, this certification requires at least a couple of years of experience and covers network design, storage, security, scalability, and elasticity of cloud migration and hybrid architectures. So now let's take a look at Microsoft Azure certifications. So according to Microsoft, 80% of the Fortune 500 companies are actually using Microsoft products. So Microsoft Azure is Microsoft Cloud Computing Platform. Its growth and adoption and strength, to hybrid cloud is good indicators to, taking a look at as a good indicator in growth. So Microsoft has grouped its certifications into role-based structure, including fundamentals, associate, and expert level certifications. So some of the top Azure Microsoft certifications are Microsoft Certified Azure Fundamentals exam, which is about AZ900, Then you have Microsoft Azure Data Fundamental, DP900, which is in the beta version, by the way. Then you have the Microsoft Certified Azure Administrator, which is a popular one. And then you have the Microsoft Certified Azure Developer Associate certification, which is also a popular one. You have the Microsoft Certified Azure DevOps Engineer Expert exam, which is the top level. And finally, let's take a look at the Google Cloud Platform, also known as GCP. So although it's a little behind than AWS and Azure, but GCP has made major strides, especially in providing solutions to help integrate their services into multi-cloud deployments. So enterprise organizations can also adopt and use GCP if you're working with large data or machine learning or compute engines. To scale with this huge volume of content, for example, a company like Spotify, they've made numerous implementations using GCP. So you were using Apache Kafka, and then they switched to GCP, moving from batch processes to streaming data, and then to achieve low latency. Similarly, companies like Apple and other large organizations have also implemented GCP. So if your goal is to get into GCP, you can also start as a GCP engineer. Let me tell you about these certifications of GCP. Some of the top certifications that you will encounter and see are Associate Cloud Engineer, for example. There's Professional Cloud Architect. Then there's Professional Cloud Developer. You have the Professional Data Engineer, Professional Cloud DevOps Engineer, Professional Cloud Security Engineer, so Professional Cloud Network Engineer, and there's so many other ones that you can actually take a look at, but these are the top ones that GCP offers. So there you have it. I've talked about 3 different platforms, namely AWS, Azure, and GCP, talked about their strengths, how enterprise companies are adopting these platforms. So you can either choose to dive into AWS, which of course I recommend as a newbie or an entry level because it's relatively user-friendly, in my experience working with AWS and from students' feedback as well. So then you can get into Azure or GCP. So what's the bottom line? Here's the bottom line. if you are an entry-level individual wanting to get into cloud platform, or as a cloud engineer, DevOps engineer, cloud architect, what I've come across is that no one company, especially at the enterprise level, are using one product. They're using actually multiple or hybrid environments. They have AWS, they have Azure, or GCP, or all three, or just two, okay? But the startup companies, they typically tend to have one environment. Not to mention all the other tools that you can also take a look at the other video and talk about top DevOps tools, for example, that companies are using and implementing. So the key takeaway, right, for you is if you want to get into a cloud platform, my recommendation, of course, is starting off with AWS and then slowly progressing towards Microsoft Azure or GCP. But if you have a Microsoft background, right, maybe a .NET background, or you're using Microsoft products for quite some time, then I would suggest working with Microsoft Azure, learning the fundamentals of Azure. So you can take a look at some of the other videos on Azure that I've made so that you can get to know hands-on what Azure looks like, and similarly what Amazon or GCP looks like and how does it work. So you get the flavor of all three of these intro level videos or lectures, and of course try practice with the hands-on. And all three platforms, by the way, Amazon, AWS, Azure, or GCP, they have a free tier account. So you have nothing to lose. You can create a free account at these platforms, jump right in, start doing some hands-on. And I have several courses they can take a look at that you can practice and work step by step. So I hope this helps. Regardless of whichever platform you work with, of course, the recommendation is AWS, jumping right into it, taking a look at hands-on, and that's the best way to learn. And then, of course, the certifications that I've talked about, you can then select each one of them. Because remember, in the real-world scenario, companies are using multiple platforms. So, and that's not to say that you must, have expertise in all these three platforms. One is enough. So if you have expertise in one, they're all related, okay? So if you are certified, let's say in AWS, and you start to jump into Azure, you'll soon find that Azure is very similar to AWS, and of course GCP as well. So no matter where you are, you have, let's say, compute engine or EC2 instance in AWS. Let me give an example quick. So you have the storage, or for example, the EC2 instance as a virtual machine, as a server in AWS, and S3 bucket as a storage mechanism in AWS, right? In Azure, you have the blob storage. So just the names are sometimes interchangeable, but the functionality is pretty much the same. So if you master one, it's very easy to jump into the other platforms. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, of course, comment down below. Let me know your questions, your thoughts, so I can help. I have several free courses on this channel that you can take a look at. And do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you get the latest and greatest news, technology courses, tutorials, so that you can grow your career in the ever exponentially growing technology field. So with this, I'll see you next time.